Hey guys, welcome back to Geared Forwards. My name's Paul and today we're taking a look at a pocket throwing option from Lumintop. This is the Lumintop D2. So let's jump right on into it. First off with some specs. Now this is able to run both off an 18650 or a 21700 as it comes from Lumintop. I bought this off of Amazon through their official store. You get a 18650 branded by Lumintop. It's only 2600 milliamp hours. But you also get this spacer ring, which allows it to pad up to the diameter of a 21700. I have tried a 21700 in this, works just fine. However, I only have one 21700 at the moment, and that lives in my Seeker Pro 3. The threads on the tail cap are very well cut and very well lubricated. Feels like very precision machine work. I'm a big fan of Lumintop. I have quite a few of their lights at this point. I picked this up because their more throwy options interested me, and this was a very reasonable price. I believe at the time I purchased this was about 26 to 30 pounds. And I bought this after already having experienced a light that we'll be coming back to compare it to later, the GT Mini Pro. Now this light does have onboard recharging. It has a USB-C port underneath this flap here. It is rated to be IPX8 water resistant because of this flap, although I personally am a little bit skeptical of anything that uses a rubber boot, but this performs just fine in the rain. I would not go out of my way to submerge it though, personally. Now we have a nice, deep, smooth reflector, as opposed to the GT Mini Pro's orange peeled reflector. And now for some specifications. Now this has 4 modes in addition to the 4 main modes. It does also have strobe and whatnot. At low, it's going to be 15 lumens. Medium 270 lumens, high 550 lumens, and turbo 1000 lumens. Now the difference between the 18650 and the 2100 is primarily on runtime, with on low it running for 82 hours on an 18650 or 120 hours on the 21700. On medium that goes down to 7 hours 40 minutes or 11 hours 15 minutes. On high, that comes to 3 hours 25 minutes or 5 hours on the 21700. And on turbo, you get 5 minutes of the full 1000 lumens no matter what cell you get before it steps down for heat reasons. And then it steps down to a duration of 2 hours 30 minutes on turbo with an 18650 or 3 hours 20 minutes with the 21700. Now this has a max range of 475 meters and a candela max of 56,500 candela. Now the runtimes on this are quite impressive in my opinion. The turbo is mostly just a flashy thing that you'll occasionally do just to impress your friends or just to feel good about your purchase. Whereas high 550 lumens, it has a really good range on it. And it lasts for, with the 18650, 3 hours 25 minutes. That's actually impressive and usable. If you're kicking this up to the 21700, 5 hours of runtime, that's exceptional actually, and is bordering on the point where you could maybe get most high usage throughout a night shift if you're doing longer range tasks. This actually makes this somewhat of an option for perhaps law enforcement or search and rescue. This is very light and would add on to a belt without much issue. Now it is worth noting that we do have this backlit Lumintop bunny button here, which does shine a very pleasant shade of green with the blue accent all around it. I personally mechanically lock out this light because of that. I don't like any degree of parasitic drain, no matter how visually appealing that parasitic drain is. So I just do that just with a slight turn, bunny goes dim, and then even whilst you're using it one-handed, it's really just very simple to do. That is my preferred method of locking out this light. I don't know off the top of my head if it actually has a software lockout, but with the mechanical version it's typically superior anyway, especially when it's so easily handleable. Now, one thing I want to convey is just how small this light is. This has fantastic range. I mean, pushing out 475 meters is exceptional from something that is this small. Let me give you some size reference here. So here is a 58mm Classic and a 91mm Spartan. It's like it's tiny. Here is an Open Pro. Here is a Zippo lighter. Like, this thing is really just so small that it's actually reasonable to put this in a trouser pocket, not just reserved for putting it in your coat pocket on a walk. You can very easily put this in even a jeans pocket. It's not going to be the most comfortable of carries. It doesn't have a clip or anything with it, but it does have a lanyard hole with a lanyard that is included. But I've popped this in my pocket for walks on more than one occasion, and it has been perfectly easy to carry. Now, if you're looking for a throwing option in the 18650 line from Lumintop, you're basically going to be looking at either a GT or you're going to be looking at the D2. Now, the GT Mini Pro is claimed to go up to 3500 lumens. Its range, I believe, is meant to be a little bit higher, like I think it's 480 or something like that compared to the Lumintop D2's 475. However, my personal opinion on this is that the D2 is a far superior thrower than the Lumintop GT Mini Pro. The Lumintop, well, they're both Lumintops. The GT Mini Pro with this orange peel reflector really doesn't have the oomph behind it in terms of, and this is a large reflector, really doesn't have the oomph behind it in terms of actual reflecting boost. What this gets its range from, it seems primarily, is just